Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Un-Erasable Stories. And to help continue our mini-series on foster youth within the U.S., today's episode features adopting and fostering teenagers. And let's get started.
The first time when I started in foster care was when I was 5.
I entered foster care at the age of 8.
I came in foster care when I was about 10 years old.
I was 7 when I first got into foster care.
I came into foster care when I was 9 and now I'm 14. So I've been in foster care for almost 5 years.
About 11 to 12 years now.
I've been in foster care for 8 years.
We got taken away because my mom left us home alone and I cut myself really bad and had to go to the hospital. So that's how they found out.
I didn't understand why I was taken from my mother, but after a while I did tell the truth about what my mother did.
Right after she passed away, I thought, there's no one else and I'm completely alone now.
I've been in, I believe, 5 foster homes, like 7 different placements, like shelters and stuff.
I've been to almost 20 different group homes and foster homes in the past 10 years.
Okay, I bounced from 4 different placements in 2 weeks.
I was placed with my sister in the home. We both were taken at the same time. Our brothers were split up.
It's been real difficult because I miss my family and stuff.
I was 10 when I moved back with my mother. It never worked out, so I started going back to group homes.
It's hard because people don't really understand what foster care is about, and they're not experiencing it themselves, so they're not sure what you're going through. So the first judgment is usually she did something wrong, or she's been bad or something like that. But it's not that at all. Foster care is for kids whose parents can't take care of them or they can't be in the home because it's not safe.
I kind of wanted to run away at first. I didn't know where, not necessarily physically, but just kind of give up.
I was kind of scared at first because I didn't know what love was.
I don't have a lot of friends in school because I move around so much. In the past year, I have been to like 4 different schools actually, and I can't stay in one position, so it's hard because if I meet a group of friends and I become friends with them, then I leave and then I won't see them again, or they won't have contact with me because of me leaving. And so I try to make friends, but it's not that easy being in foster care.
The thing that makes me scared is when I feel like somebody says they love me and stuff. I'm thinking, love is like when they're gonna throw me to the side again and just they don't want me anymore.
Like I said, it's been tough. It's been really, really tough. I don't see my siblings very often, and I'm not allowed to call them.
I hate it because it's like you always have, I feel like you should always have a suitcase packed, like a Mercy suitcase, like that's how often my kids move. Like, we should be put in one place and staying at one place because we do not like to move around, move to I don't know how many different schools, different towns.
The thing that makes it hard is when I have to switch homes, because one home, I'm thinking that I'm safe here and then everything is going just fine and stuff, and then the next minute I have to move to a different home and it makes my whole transition being very difficult and stuff, and I'll be so scared and everything. It's like I don't want to be here and I don't want to communicate with anybody. But then I have to look back and say, hey, things might work out for me.
When I first came here, I thought it was just going to be another foster home. I came in with the attitude that I wasn't going to last. And Mom and Dad helped me through that. They stuck with me.
They just opened their home up to me. They opened their hearts up, even though, I did some really bad stuff, towards them. They still, still love me today, and they will always love me. So.
I didn't realize someone doesn't have to be my blood family to really just know that they're there for me and they're not going to leave.
I used to hang out with the wrong crowd. I used to cuss all the time. But when I came to this foster home, they told me that, your priorities needs to be higher than what they were at the time. They said, it's okay to have your standards higher than, other people. You don't have to bring yourself down to their standards. So it really helped me to get better friends and make better choices.
I mean, I'm with a family that loves me, and we do stuff together. I mean, now I'm getting straight A's. That means I can get into the military a little bit easier. And they support me all the way.
After I met my foster mom, who showed me love unconditionally, and even though I act hard-headed sometimes and act a fool, but she still gave me love. She looked after me. She was my guardian angel, and she was a prayer come true.
We want to be able to feel secure somewhere. If you move them around all the time, then they're never going to feel like they have a home anywhere.
I want a permanent home, not just moving around place to place. And I like the foster home I'm in. I don't want to move. They're nice people.
I would love to have a permanent home. It's not fun to think, to go from place to place and think that, will I be going back to that home or am I going to go to another home? It's kind of hard to know, to think that you're not going to know where you're going to be at today or tomorrow. It could be completely different. And so it's just hard.
It's kind of impossible at my age to really find someone to actually adopt and whatnot. It kind of hurts. I wish there was just some magic answer that you could just, but there's not. And I just feel like I've had to grow up really fast, and a lot of the kids in my high school really don't understand a lot of the things that I go through, and it's really hard for them to actually put themselves in my shoes, because I try to talk about just certain things like, well, I can't just go to your house. I have to fill out visit forms. I have to have all background checks, everything. That very different from, I don't want to say real teenagers, but it's not, I don't feel like a teenager anymore. I feel you're different than the other kids at school who aren't in foster care.
I've never really respected any adult figures in my entire life. Since I got into foster care, I can actually have some respect, follow rules and things. I've gained a lot of respect for people that are foster parents, because they have so much love in them. They're like angels. They're like guardian angels. We need more people like foster parents, like good foster parents out there for people to, because there's a lot of kids like us that we just want a little bit of love, and anyone that can take in foster kids to their home, they're probably the best people I'll ever meet.
I'm Braxton Fisher. I'm a 14-year-old, and I'm participating in 9th grade.
My name is Ryan Fisher, 15, and the reason I came into foster care was because my parents were addicted to drugs, and they couldn't take care of me.
I'm Randall Fisher. I'm 13 years old. I came into foster care 4 years ago. I was scared when I first came in their house. A lot of people are addicted to drugs right now, and their children are being taken away from them. And when that happens, there's not enough foster parents who can take care of them. A lot of the kids who are being taken away are teenagers or 11, 12, about to become a teenager. Foster parents usually want little kids. So when a lot of teenagers come into foster care, they try to find a placement for them within 24 hours. They can't find a placement. They either go to a group home or they start looking outside of the county. They even go out of state sometimes, which is a major setback. When they move out of state, out of their county, out of where they know. So we definitely need foster families here for kids and especially teenagers who need families.
My name is Ashley Fisher. My husband and I, we had started our journey back in February of 2014, getting our first foster placement, and we've been fostering ever since. We have 7 children. We've adopted 3 now that are 15, 14, and 13, and we also have a 20-year-old daughter, Marissa, that has been emancipated. We wanted to become foster parents because I knew it was a high demand that the community was lacking foster parents. We had talked to another family that were foster parents, and they had told us pros and cons. There was a lot more of the pros that had weighed the situation out. Coming from when I was a young child, I have always had very loving parents, and that's what I want to be able to give these children, because it's not their fault that they have came from a broken family.
At home, I used to run away from my house to go to the park.
My biological father, he passed away, and I believe he died from leukemia. And my biological mother was known to have schizophrenia, and she took medication for it, but whenever traumatic events happened, she went downhill instantly. And when he passed, my sister and I, we went to a foster home. We were placed with Ashley and John. We were told that they were a younger family who had had children before, and I didn't really know what to think, except that I was going to a new home and hopefully I'd get somewhere to stay. And when we first came there, as soon as we came in, I felt a bond, and I never really had a father figure until I met John. And Ashley, she took the mother role in a perfect way, no way that I could ever imagine. And since then, we've created a really good bond, and what they've done for me, I can't think of anyone else who could have done a better job. There's nothing I could ever do to repay Ashley and John for what they've done for me.
I know personally, I came into foster care at 16, and my first thing was, where am I going to end up? So when I came in, I was told that I'd be going with a younger family, and it was just going to be a temporary thing until they found me a permanent home. Well, that ended up being my permanent home. Couldn't be happier about that.
So without Ashley and John, I would probably be following the same footsteps as my parents. And coming into here really helped me a lot, because when I was there, I didn't get to go to school. Now that I'm in here, I have a roof over my head, I have clothing, I have shoes, and I have food.
That's where I think that foster parents need to take a better shot on teenagers or preteens, because with any child, biological or not, you're going to have problems. I mean, you know, teenagers, that's the growing age, that's where you get your own opinion and whatnot. Ashley and John, they did such a great job teaching me right from wrong, teaching me roles and my responsibilities and whatnot. I'm proud with what they've had me become. I'm an honor student coming into 9th grade with 5 high school credits and could be on the way to a scholarship. And that's where people misjudge teenagers so much, because both teenagers, there's so many memories you can make.
I was removed when I was 16, and it was early in the morning, I can remember that. and I waited all day for them to find somebody who would take me. Now usually when it's a little kid, they find somebody within a couple of hours. I was removed at 6 a.m., so it was a whole day it took them just to find somebody to say yes to me. Once they did, we drove to Ashley's house, and she answered the door, and she was not what I expected at all. They said she was younger. I didn't expect her to be as young as she was. She was only 21 or 22.
Our second referral was a 16-year-old young adult. She was a girl, and I was kind of scared at the time because I was only 22 and I didn't really know what to expect, but I wanted to give a chance to a child. Her referral was she was being removed from her grandmother because her grandmother was going to the nursing home. She was frightened, scared, nervous, just like any typical kid.
My family just gave me the chance that I would have never had if I wasn't with them. I'm a successful adult because of my parents, and that's what foster kids really need, is a family that's going to nurture them, grow with them. They're going to help them grow.
The community does need more foster parents. In such a short little time, you can make such a huge impact that will last forever in the young teen or adult's life.
Coming into foster care, I always had a dream, which was basketball, and I never got to play because we didn't have enough money to play sports. So I got a University of Dayton scholarship for basketball, and I think that when I'm older, I'll be in college basketball. That's my dream. And then becoming in the WB.
I like to play soccer. I like going to school. The thing that I want to be when I get older is a writer. That's my dream. I just start writing random things. Ashley and John taught me to be a normal teenager, to hang out with friends.
My birthday was the first week I was in the foster care system. I just turned 13. I thought that I either end up going back home or that I'll age out. I didn't think anybody wanted to adopt me.
People get wide-eyed when they find out that Ashley was adopted at 16. I'll be honest, I had a lot of naysayers. They're like, you do not want to get a teenager. And I said, yes, I do. Ashley had a horrific life before she was adopted. But now she has a forever home. She knows she has someone to come to.
When I found out that I was getting adopted, I knew that a new life was ahead. Realizing that someone actually wanted me in their home was pretty joyful. My mom has the biggest heart in this world. She's amazing. It means so much that I have someone there to support me and love me unconditionally. My mom is a teacher, and I want to be a therapist. I hope to give advice to kids that are in the system or are in the process of getting adopted. When I was first taken out of my home, social services knew that we just gotta grab her and go. They put my stuff in a trash bag. That didn't make me feel that I was worth something. Because of that, I decided to start my charity called Suitcases of Hope. It's dedicated to help foster children entering the foster care system. I make a duffel bag with belongings in it that they need, such as twin sheets, stuffed animals, and I also add a book in it that they can relate to.
I don't disparage anybody that wants to try to adopt a child from birth, but there's 112,000 foster care kids that are legally free for adoption, and they want a home. They want someone to love them. Ashley will say that she's so lucky. I want to say that I'm so lucky.